Hey, everybody. Welcome to the crossover presented by Crossroads Sports. We're going to do a quick share real quick before we get started. We've had some technical difficulties outside of our hands tonight, so just bear with us one moment while we get everything shared across all the networks. We sound official now with across the networks.
It's our own network.
It is. Get a little bit of a base here. Peeps. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the crossover presented by Crossroads Sports Radio and Crossroads Sports in general. It is Wednesday night, October 1st, John. October is officially here. The leaves are turning. The weather's going to get cooler here soon.
Is it?
It is Friday. Friday they're calling. So,
Okay.
but expecting and with the month of October, you've got baseball. So MLB playoffs starting. I've already been heartbroken the first night already with it. So we'll dive into that a little bit later. But let's dive first into tonight's show. Listen, we were supposed to be on Crossroads Sports Radio. The problem was Blog Talk Radio, who is our service provider, was having issues with their system tonight. So unfortunately, we could not do a show on there. We were going to have Tyler Fenwick join us on there. Unfortunately, we can't get him on. We're going to try to get him on later on this week if possible. But yeah, so we'll do that. But anyways, let's start with the NFL, John. The first thing that we saw this past weekend, let's go dive right into the Colts. Colts game. Colts lose 31-24. Barn burner with Oakland Raiders. John, thoughts on that game?
You know, automatically, man. Any given Sunday, that line from the movie, anybody get beat on any given Sunday, man. So, Colts did not come out with their A game. Did not have all components playing in the right direction. Primarily the defense, because they got torched, right, 14-0 at the start of the game. We have some very talented players, and we kind of know that. And but before all that talent kind of can turn into what we want it to be, which is greatness, right? Which is what all Colts fans want. It's kind of got to learn how to gel. And like, a guy like Rock Ya-Sin, we can see the talent level there. We can see, what potentially he can do, but he also makes a lot of mistakes. He makes a lot of mistakes, and like as a team, I don't mean to call out Rock Ya-Sin. Please don't DM me. Please don't DM me. You know what I'm saying? Just to call out him, but I'm just saying him because he makes he's made some rookie mistakes, and it's probably a learning curve. But it's kind of something that Colts fan base is fickle, as you kind of alluded. You didn't say fickle last week during the podcast.
No, I did not.
But I'll say fickle. It kind of alludes to some of anybody who follows me on Twitter, 3foolishmen.com knows I have some deep conversations with Colts fans from across the globe. But get back to the point. The Colts are not a team that's built to play from behind. They have to play neck and neck with a team, or they have to play with the lead. And that's what you kind of learn. You have X amount 16 games to kind of learn about yourself. Now at the end of that time period, you hope that you are on the positive side, so a 10-6 or 11-5, whatever. But you kind of learn about yourself from a loss. You learn about yourself as a team from a loss, and the Colts have to manage the ball, manage their defensive scheme properly. It's kind of some offensive oops too. We could point out, but I think this one kind of leans towards the defense of why they didn't come out with a victory.
Yeah, I agree. The defense definitely was suspect in this game compared to last week's game when they played against the Falcons. You obviously had no T.Y. Hilton in this game, so that played an effect for the offense, getting them going. Marlon Mack hurt his ankle. He wasn't ruled out, but did not return to the game. He hasn't practiced yet this week, so Colts a little banged up there. And really, Derek Carr, as much crap as we've given Derek Carr over the years and even over the summer in our show, he's still a feasible quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And with John Gruden, he was able to march him, get him down the field several times. The Raiders are not a bad team. I don't think they're as bad as they were last year, not one bit. But yeah, the Colts got behind early, and before you know it, was 14-0. They were having to try to battle back, and it's tough. So,
Right,
um, John Vontez Burfict was kicked out second quarter,
man.
dirty hit on Jack Doyle. Your thoughts on the hit? And second question to you: Do you think NFL was right for suspending him for the entire season?
Good question, Brandon. I had one guy on my whole timeline kind of say that Burfict shouldn't have been like what should he do in that particular instance. One particular out of like maybe like 10. I'm not gonna say I got 300 people chiming in on that particular pick. You know what I'm saying? That particular play. But like one guy said that, and I kind of looked at it like everybody else did, forwards and backwards slow motion, man. And I don't think the NFL picked on him in any way. He's not getting singled out. And he's been kind of warned not to necessarily lead with his head. Um, the whole year I kind of might have a little bit of issue with. Um, I just do. So like maybe 5 games would have been sufficient for me. You know what I'm saying? With that nature, the NFL is a violent sport. I've always said this. Like,
Right.
and again, part of me looks at the play as it being a bang bang play, but part of me also knows that this particular individual has a history. So two things can be true, and in this particular instance, both things are true. Bang bang play. Like, what's the defensive player supposed to do? But yes, he led with his head. So the NFL is adamant about certain hits as it pertains to the head, so that they are not liable going further with concussions or in concussion settlements. That's not what they want to do. They want to continue to have the league's viability and as a strong, healthy league. And even though they know guys get hurt and battered and bruised, they're just trying to curb some of that. And this will send a message. Hopefully, it's going to send a message to Bronzette Burfict. He's a talented enough player that he'll be back on a roster next year. But hopefully, kind of sends a message like, dude, there is this. This is not 1970, say NFL or 80 NFL anymore.
Right.
And also, and it is it's just the nature of things, how things change. Um, the offensive player in the NFL has the advantage. They
Yep.
just do. They just do.
I also think given his track record, dude, you've been warned several times. You have been fined or suspended 13 times in your short career.
Right.
And you still don't get it. You still don't get it right. It goes back to the Steelers years when he was against Steelers and he hit Antonio Brown and knocked him 6 ways from Sunday, and he hasn't been the same since. But I don't think he would have suspended fully, but the fact that I don't think the guy gets it, and the fact that he was celebrating it, running off the field, chirping the fans, that's not a good look for you if you really want to continue to play football.
Right.
Just my opinion on that.
Right.
Cross River Nation, go ahead and share your comments as well. What's your thoughts? Vontez Burfict suspended. Share that with us. Let us know. We'll put your comments up on the screen. But no, I honestly think the guys had a heavy track record. You're taunting the fans. Yeah, I think the NFL was right in suspending you. And maybe, just maybe.
For a year, though?
You maybe, I say 8 games, half a season. But maybe you'll get it right next year. John, how was this guy a captain on the team as well? This dude was an Oakland Raiders captain.
Hey, man, John Gruden's running his NFL team like it's 1995. Can't you tell? He's running his team like it's 1995, and he's going to have some success with that. But he's also going to run to some teams that he's not going to. I mean, you did give praise to Carr. He's a good. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this league. I think he fits that mold. He gets a lot of whatever because he plays for the Raiders, and like people like to dump on the Raiders, and like he has shown some signs of weakness. You know what I'm saying in the past as it comes to like sacking up and going out there and toughing out a game. But he is a very capable quarterback. And like I said, they took advantage. They really took advantage of the Colts. The Colts might have also some secondary issues, but I don't want to, man. I don't want to piss off anymore. I said piss. I'm sorry. I don't want to piss off any of the people that follow me on Twitter, man, because when you talk about the Colts secondary, it's a sensitive topic.
Uh-oh. Yeah, don't be rock your sin. You already got people in the shit list for that, so
yep.
That'll happen. Let's go dive around quickly around the NFL. Some of the highlights from the weekend. Let me get my my sheet. I got papers freaking everywhere tonight. So, um, Thursday night, Eagles 34-27 win. Shocking win, John. I actually picked the Packers in this game and kept thinking Aaron Rodgers, and then we're going to come back as Aaron Rodgers. And then next thing you know, the Eagles just never let up. And Eagles end up winning 34-27. Quick thoughts on Eagles-Packers.
The Eagles are gonna be that dangerous team that I'm saying, Brandon, I don't know. I know you bet, so I wouldn't bet any money on the Eagles because, like, dude, you can't trust them. You're not gonna be able to trust them from week to week. They're gonna look like a playoff team, like they looked against the Packers this past weekend on some nights, and then on other nights they're gonna look like, man, like what in the world do we need? We need to bring it. We need our old quarterback back. You know what I'm saying? But they're a team that are still kind of they're not necessarily on Super Bowl hangover, but they have capability to put together games where their talent and like their experience, what they did kind of can win a game over. I ain't sold, man. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Green Bay Packers. They can't run the ball. As much as people think running backs ain't important, they are. They are. And Green Bay still can't run the ball. That's how I says Green Bay. I still have faith. I know. I know. I still got faith in the Chicago Bears and winning that division.
Stop it.
I do.
Bears are dead. Bears are dead.
It's just a little tear in the shoulder with Trubisky.
Yeah, agree. Amanda DeVore, Kistler. I think they got it right with. I think this is with Vontaze Burfict. The league's trying to cover their own, and this is the direction they're going.
Y'all are hard.
I don't know why. Listen, I said 8-game suspension. That's half a season, but maybe the dude's track record. So that's what we'll keep it as.
Okay, I hope nobody else do it, and then we'll see.
You just love controversy in the NFL. Real quick, Titans and Falcons. The Falcons, John, the biggest letdown organization, I think, of the year. We talk on Crossroads Sports Radio Show, the trophy case and the trash can. The Atlanta Falcons are in the trash. They are terrible organization. Matty, don't call him Matty Ice, call him Matty Frost because he ain't ice cold anymore. Julio Jones.
Coach got to be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
On the hot seat.
Yeah.
Other teams with quarterbacks that can make the throws that Matty Ice can throw are averaging 23 points a game, and the Atlanta Falcons, who are how many years away return from a Super Bowl, but still kind of got some of their key pieces. Maybe not necessarily on defense, but kind of got some of their key pieces on offense, and they seemingly can't get together. I don't foresee them trade Matty Ice.
No.
And they just gave Julio Jones all the money, right?
I think they're stuck with him, and we talked about that.
So they're only out. Would be to have a coaching change, and it's probably just time. It probably is just time, and maybe they can go get back the offensive coordinator who got into the Super Bowl.
Sarkisian.
Yeah, maybe they can hire him to be the head coach.
Browns and Ravens, probably the shocker of the week. Cleveland Browns put 40 points on the Ravens.
Points, man. Looking like a team of destiny.
Well,
they were.
Have you calmed down your Ravens chatter? I know you were ready to praise them for the Super Bowl and stuff. So the first couple of weeks,
I at least had them in the AFC Championship game. Yeah, I at least had it potentially. They took a step back. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens took a step back. That's gonna be a tight division, though, ain't it? That's gonna be a tight division. The AFC North is gonna be a tight division.
It is.
There's hope in Pittsburgh. There's a little doubt in Baltimore. There's nothing going on. Nothing happening in Cincinnati.
We'll get to that one.
Nothing happening in Cincinnati. So, but no, and in Cleveland, they're gonna probably have games where it's like this for them too, where Brandon, they can't play like that. They can't play emotionally because some media guy in this regard, it was Rex Ryan. They can't get so involved and want to put up a great game because Rex Ryan. Who the freaking is Rex Ryan in the big grand scheme thing? You trying to get the Super Bowl.
Right.
You trying to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to.
But I don't know if it's as much as on Baker because Nick Chubb had 3 touchdowns and ran for damn near almost 200 yards.
Well, I'm saying he's the leader of the team. there's no. I don't think that's one thing this team don't have. They don't have no locker room dissension. They got a lot of locker room that put the attention on me. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of contradictory to like how football is run. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you think about the New England Patriots and how they run. It was like it's all about getting to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you know, it is great entertainment and it's good. I can't totally shade Cleveland when they win. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they win against somebody who, you know what I'm saying, the Ravens have actually been playing very well. So no, I tip my hat to the Browns, but they can't play these they can't play these games emotionally
Yep.
every game every weekend. Uh-uh. It'll burn them out.
Patriots and Bills. Patriots win 16-10. Close game all game long. Probably the Bills had a great chance to win if
Man,
uh-oh.
listen. Go ahead,
They
Brandon.
had a good chance to win if Josh Allen would have still stayed in the game. That was gonna be my upset of the week. Buffalo winning there, but they covered the spread, which is good.
Yeah,
But yeah, New England, are they vulnerable now?
they kind of, Buffalo kind of showed you a scheme wise how to you can kind of slow down the Patriots. Frank Gore, though, I mean, I think that's the story out of this
Your
particular
boy
game.
Frank Gore,
Frank Gore
Hall
turned
of
back,
Famer.
of course, turned back time. You know what I'm saying? Had a great game. I knew I kind of somebody can go find the audio on the last podcast. I said that Buffalo is a team that probably couldn't beat them, but they have a scheme and a run a style that can slow New England down. And they kind of so it's going to be interesting when they play them in Foxborough, just from the standpoint because the game was so close. I still think they probably get swept. But now Buffalo, we have to kind of look Buffalo in a little different light. We kind of, you know what I'm saying, with the AFC South, probably only going to get one team out to go to the playoffs. Can the East get two teams and one being Buffalo? If you know what I mean, that'd be a huge story because
Yeah.
Buffalo's good enough to beat everybody else in their division at least, besides New England. You know,
Okay.
as we all know, Miami's tanking. So
Chiefs 34, Lions 30. John, you were ready to leave the Detroit Lions dead for the year before the season started. Lions almost beat them.
I really don't believe in moral victories. You know what I'm saying? You can come out the gate and feel good that you came in second. If it was the second was like against somebody legendary like LeBron or Michael Jordan, something like that, right? But I don't really necessarily believe in moral victories, man. This is sort of a moral victory for them, though. It is. They can kind of tip their hat on this is a moral victory, step in the right direction.
Chiefs looking good. Patrick Mahomes left them way too much time. LaShawn McCoy busting out LaShawn McCoy from 5 years ago. Playing well. Tyreek Hill's back in like 2 weeks.
Brandon,
Here we go.
Brandon, but they put up these glorious Golden State Warrior like numbers on a football field, right?
Yeah.
It's Andy Reid though, and it's that defense.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Patriots are still going to win the AFC.
So they either need somebody to shock the Patriots, which is possible. It's possible. They need somebody to shock the Patriots in the playoffs, or they definitely need home field advantage.
If you have to pick a team right now to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, to give them a loss this season, who would that be?
It'd be only the Patriots.
So you think they're going to go 16-0?
Nobody in the NFC.
You're saying they're 16-0.
Yeah, nobody in the NFC can beat them. Nobody in the NFC can beat them. And unfortunately, Colts fans, nobody in the AFC South can beat them either.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Let me go through because I think with what they've got left, it's loading. So give me a second, folks.
It's all good. They understand the internet and Wi-Fi.
I know, right? I'm sitting here looking. You've got Colts, Houston. I tell you what, there are 2 teams I see they could lose to. Maybe 3.
Okay.
3 teams. I think they could lose to Green Bay.
No, you got too much faith. You got too much faith.
I think they could lose to the Chargers. I think they could lose to the Chargers in Los Angeles.
You see my eyes?
I see
the Chargers.
They could. And
no way.
My final team, Sunday, December 22nd, right before Christmas, they go to Chicago for a Sunday night game against the Bears. Patrick Mahomes against Khalil Mack. That's going to be a great Sunday night game.
By that time, Trubisky should be back, and I know Trubisky's been getting dogged, but he can't. He's doing. I mean, he's not terrible. He's not terrible.
Don't be dogging Chase Daniel now. He's a Heisman candidate.
I'm not Chase Daniel. I'm not dogging Chase Daniel. Had a pretty good game the other night.
He did.
It looked like he had more command of the offense than Trubisky did. But he played during the preseason. Anyway, no, man, I can't.
Of all those teams I named, guess the one team I did not name will probably end up beating them, and we won't understand, and we'll be wondering how the hell it happened. It'll be Joe Flacco and the damn Broncos. You watch. Somehow it'll happen.
Be a close game.
Exactly. It's going to be one of those 60-some yard field goals that they end up getting. Panthers 16, Texans 10. That helps the Colts fans out with the Texans losing. Kyle Allen, another win. John, I'm hearing rumors. Cam Newton may be retiring. I've seen a lot of reports in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, weirder things have happened.
He wants to go into other things besides football.
Hey, Kyle Allen, if he gets one more win, we can give him the Willie Beeman Award for this year. He's on a Willie Beeman contract. If he gets one more, listen.
Who's Willie Beeman?
You don't know who Willie Beeman is?
No.
You don't know who Willie Beeman is? You've seen Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
In Any Given Sunday?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's his character name, Willie Beeman.
Gotcha.
But if Kyle Allen and Willie Beeman, like the starting quarterback got out for different reason, whatever, but starting injury though. Starting quarterback was out, and then Beeman comes in, and then he goes on like a miraculous playoff ride where he gets the team in the playoffs. So let the Kyle Allen show start the era in Carolina begin. I mean, I don't want to root. I don't want to back him because I don't want to jinx him just yet. I was doubting him 2 shows ago. I was, but now let him get one more win and let him live his Willie Beeman dream lifestyle out.
Yeah, I agree. Kyle Allen reminds me of the brother down the street or the little white boy that lives down the street from here. He is. Everybody loves him in the neighborhood. He's riding his little bicycle out in the street. That's who Kyle Allen reminds me of. One of those guys. I got to ask you 2 questions. Number one, if you had a choice of a quarterback and you had to have one of these 3, Case Keenum, Kirk Cousins, or Andy Dalton, who do you start?
Here's what seems to happen, man. Case Keenum has lost the magic that he had with the Denver Broncos. So the magic is gone, and now he's regressed.
You mean Minnesota? Because he's the one that threw that Hail Mary.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I said, I'm sorry.
He was terrible in Denver too.
Yeah. They got rid of it. But yeah, he's lost the magic. If you ask me, out of that particular 3, it'd probably be Andy Dalton. I know he didn't have the best game against Pittsburgh, but I still think he's pretty much head and shoulders. Somebody who we kind of talking about, David Carr, league of quarterbacks. He's still good. It's just the team that he plays for is atrocious. You know what I'm saying? From the management on down. And I don't mean they're in rebuild mode. The Bengals are in rebuild mode, and he probably won't be there next year.
Reggie, stop it with Kirk Cousins. Let me tell you about Kirk Cousins real quick.
Kirk Cousins, Brandon, I knew it, man. It didn't matter if it was whoever Daniel out there.
He's terrible.
The Chicago Bears was going to win that game. Kirk Cousins cannot win a big game, period.
They do not have. They didn't even care. Second quarter, they were done in that game. It's 3rd down and 24, or 3rd down and 20. It was 3rd down and 21, I wrote. And Kirk Cousins threw an out route for 4 yards. Holy cow. With this day and age in the NFL, why not throw a bomb to Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, and hope maybe you get a pass interference call on it? I don't blame Adam Thielen sitting here yelling at his quarterback on the sideline. You want to talk about the crime of the century in the league?
$84 million.
It's Kirk Cousins earning $30 million guaranteed contract next season. $30 million guaranteed.
Well, there's DeMarcus Russell's contract historically, but yeah, Kirk Cousins, man.
The Vikings should have known this guy was psycho and crazy and terrible when they say the way he grills on his grill at his barbecue.
I picked the Bears to win that game. They
Oh,
showed up.
who didn't?
They showed up. Oh, there was people. I mean, I ain't saying you, but there was
Stop
people
it.
that picked. There was
You're
people
gonna
that.
start call. Let's call him out.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not.
Reggie
People
Sykes, was he one of those that picked the
believe it.
Vikings? Bears?
Believe in the purple people. There's not with Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. No, no.
uh, Giants 24-3 over the Redskins. We know we talked a little bit about it, but Daniel Jones. Hey, how big of a freak is Saquon Barkley? The fact that they thought he'd be out till week 11, week 12, and this dude's out there doing cuts today. He might be back week 6 against the
Yeah,
Patriots.
yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Kind of shows you what I was looking at the opponent. That mean they beat Washington. Um, I can't imagine Gruden losing one more game. That he's not gonna last the rest of the season.
I'm surprised
Giants,
he lasted.
they want. They're not making the playoffs. There's no miraculous 7 game win streak that the Washington Redskins are getting ready to go through. So I don't know
You mean the
why.
Giants? Are you talking the Giants?
No, I'm talking about the Redskins. Who did the Giants play?
The Redskins.
Right. There's no 7 game win streak that the Washington Redskins are getting ready to
Oh,
go
no,
through.
no, no. I think the Giants have a shot at making it for sure,
I would say the Giants are still pretty much in a
especially
rebuild.
with Saquon back.
I think they still. Well, I still think they're pretty much in rebuild mode. But I'm talking about it's good win for the Giants.
Hey,
You
Reggie
know,
says he was wrong. He picked the Vikings over. He was one of those that picked the Vikings over
nah,
the
man.
Bears.
The Bears got so backtrack just a little bit. The Bears probably they don't have the by statistically, but they got the best defense. Statistically, they don't. They probably like third or fourth, but they have the best defense in the NFL. So if you have if you're picking that in fantasy, and I'm not a big fantasy guy, I don't know why you wouldn't pick. I mean, you get to pick the Bears the rest of the season.
Hey, can I call something out real quick?
Call it out.
I want to put. I think we have a new jinx, and I've just seen it this season.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to call it the jinx of Reggie Sykes
Uh-oh.
because anybody this guy, sorry Reggie, anybody this guy talks about their team, they always lose their quarterback. Isn't that weird? The Colts, his team, they lost their quarterback. Luck. My Steelers, we lost Big Ben. The Bears, they lost Trubisky. Who's he going to talk about next that's going to lose their QB?
We want to talk about New
Talk
England.
about the Madden curse. What about the Reggie Sykes curse?
Talk about New England. Let them lose their quarterback.
He's quiet on that front. He's quiet on that front.
He got no love for New England.
I'll be ready to see his comment for that one. Buccaneers and Rams. How about the Bucs going into Los Angeles? Jared Goff. What kind of Jared Goff are we going to get? I thought he was better at home than on the road.
He's supposed to be. That's what we've been sold. That's what we've been told and sold. Man, Jameis Winston look like he's gonna get $17 million contract per year.
And you were ready to toss him to the curb.
Man, I was ready to give Jameis Winston to the third stringers. Man, Jameis Winston is turning into a probably much sought after free agent next year. Believe it or not, I would say he's probably in the top 10, not the top 5, but top 10 for sure.
Absolutely,
by numbers that he's putting up.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the Bucs defense and by their offense. That's what you get with Bruce Arians running the ball, throwing the ball. Jameis looks like he's more comfortable now in that offense.
Yep.
Looking at the Rams side of it, that defense is just god awful the last 2 weeks. It's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same team out there. Jared Goff throwing 68 passes in the game. People are starting to say Jared Goff's overrated. I'm not ready to go that far just yet, but you got to think. And Todd Gurley only got 10 carries in the game. So Todd Gurley got 10 carries. You got to fix that.
Yeah. Jared Goff, still young quarterback, still. You know what I'm saying? Look like it's some games. It looks like he's playing on like Madden 10, and everybody else is playing on Madden 2. You know what I mean? He looks, but like on some nights, I think defenses they confuse him, complex him. He's probably overrated to answer your question, Brandon, because the Rams have the talent and the team continuity to get to the Super Bowl, but they have inconsistency in critical moments from the quarterback play.
Yeah.
So they're a team that's good enough to get to the Super Bowl. That dude can't be blocked. Aaron Donald, he can't be blocked. like they had where he can be, but you know what I'm saying, he's that darn good. Like you got to put two guys on him. You got to account for him at all times. But the quarterback, it's just like it's not that he's a choke artist. That's not it. It's that sometimes when you know what I'm saying, if you have certain coaches to come up with a scheme, like when they lost to the Bears last year, that defense confused him. He had put up big numbers going into the game against the Bears. I wish I knew what date it was.
And the Patriots.
And of course the Patriots. So again,
3 points.
But against everybody else, he looks like, like he's back, back in college, throwing it out, you know what I mean? He's back in the Pac-12. So he just has to. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to know that you are the guy that kind of keeps the team from either going, you know what I'm saying, to really being a team of destiny, or to just being just like somebody we just kind of like, oh man, the Rams, another season, screwed up because they went 14-2, and once again, a quarterback shit his pants.
I wouldn't. I don't want to call him overrated yet. I think he's sucking in the big games. And
it happens.
Well, Steve, yeah, he might just be one of those guys that can't get it done.
Yeah,
Gurley. I know they're trying to. What's a key phrase in NBA? Load management with Todd Gurley, but that
wouldn't be bad. You're right.
For Goff to be successful, they're going to have to give him more carries to Gurley. That way, he's not having to throw the ball 65, 70 times per game.
But Brandon, like, you don't want him to break down because we gave a lot of praise to the quarterback, and rightfully so.
But John, 5 carries.
I mean, that's a low
this guy
number.
Was carrying it 20, 25 times a game last year.
They're low management, man. They want him fresher down. You know what I'm saying? Down as the season goes.
Okay, so hand the ball to somebody else. You have 2 other capable running backs. You got Malcolm Brown and you got Henderson.
Capable and Todd Gurley, 2 different things, though. That's 2 different bananas. Like capable and Todd Gurley.
Okay, so let's look at Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, they in the Super Bowl, but they gave it to C.J. Anderson. C.J. Anderson was rumbling.
Yeah, C.J. Anderson's cut now. but
he's in Detroit.
I see what you're saying.
That's my thought. Saints Cowboys. I had money on the Cowboys money line.
That was a shocker.
And they put up a
Teddy Bridgewater playing like a for real quarterback. It looks like he wants a $17 to $18 million contract. Man, Jacoby Brissett set the market for like unknown guys, man, and like now guys got the opportunity and they're making the most of it. So crazy as it seems, Dak Prescott turned down his contract. I mean, and rightfully so now because he's probably looking at $30 million. But guess what? Bridgewater, outside of the injury, he was on the upper head. You know what I'm saying? Upper as a quarterback that could start before the prior injury, and like kind of had to bounce around. And like now he's got his chance, and he's looking like some guy that the team can rally around.
You know what I would do if I was Jerry Jones? I would tell Dak Prescott, Dak, this is what we want you at, and this is what you're wanting, and we're going to sit here and play it like this. If you play capable, then guess what? We're going to load up $6 more million. We're going to put you at 36. If you put up a crap performance like you just did against the Saints, we're going to lower it down to $27 million. It's going to be a floating thing, and by the end of the season, wherever we're at is what you get.
Ain't that terrible? That I had to accept $27 million. I had to cry over $27 million. Somebody needs if you just got to take $27 million, man, then shame on me. That's just terrible.
I know, right?
Take the money and run, young man.
All right, one of my favorite times. My Steelers. We finally got our first win of the season. Wow. Mason Rudolph
era.
The run game of Jalen Samuels, James Conner, Benny Snell.
You're going to go down the whole list, ain't you?
Don't make me go down. The defense stepping up with T.J. Watt, Devin Bush.
Oh, my God. What happens
These guys.
What happens if they win 3 games? This is the first game.
Get ready. I'm just saying, the Steelers.
I told you, man, the Steelers is going to they'll be fine.
Randy Fichtner finally got the offense right. He finally woke up and realized we need to change it up a little bit. Right. We need to by the way, this may be the first time in Steelers history they've ever ran the Wildcat in their entire life. So the Wildcat worked. They were able to and let's say Cincinnati is a terrible team. So anytime you get a dub, we'll take it.
It's bad. Well, you're supposed to take the dubs when you can get them. That's what
exactly.
You're supposed to do.
Yep. It was a home game. Took the Steelers, good win. Defense stepped up. Mason, my only problem with Mason, they're still being too safe with him. Let the kid air it out. He's got an arm that can sling it. Let the man air it out, is my take.
I got you.
So,
Brandon,
yeah,
we go.
Justin Powell.
Go ahead.
Yes, Justin Powell over the Bengals. You take a dub. It's a rivalry game, so you take whatever you can get.
Right.
I like this lighting, by the way. The late as it gets darker, I like this a little bit. Anything in a? Oh, by the way, Percy Harvin comes out today, says he was high every game when he played in the NFL.
That's pretty good, man. Thanks for the information, Harry. You should have saved it for the book.
So nothing else on Percy.
Nah, man, that's all I got, dude. Let's
All
talk
right.
let's talk a little college football. This is a little college football.
College football. Rough week. Oh, by the way, Colts Chiefs prediction next Sunday night.
What did Mr. T say in Rocky 3? Pain. Nah, man. I don't think the Colts got the offense. They need a special. This is the game where they're going to miss Andrew Luck the most. Quite honestly, I think the defense plays more concerned at not making mistakes this time around. But Pat Mahomes is too special for anybody's defense, and we're not as special on offense. I think it's not going to be a blow because Kansas City lets you score on them. It's not going to be a blow away. Kansas City lets you score on them, but I'm talking about if you're playing points. I don't play points. I'm talking about wins and losses, man.
Spread's 11.
That's probably fair.
I've got 40. I got 48-17.
I was going to say 40-25, something like that.
So we're close.
Yeah, something
we're
like
one
that.
touchdown difference.
But yeah, the Colts don't have the offense ponies to keep up with.
Indy by 3. Reggie Sykes, you are what? Wait, what you sipping on tonight, Reggie?
Adam Vinatieri gonna turn back time, like Cher. Turn back time.
He is. That one. Shout out Cher. College football, real quick. We'll do a few things.
Yep.
Purdue lost. They didn't lose more in the game. They lost to Minnesota 38-31. They lost a quarterback Elijah Sindelar and Rondale Moore on the same freaking play. Purdue's season is over. They're 21-point underdogs against Penn State this weekend. I think they get shellacked in Happy Valley.
Penn State will try to make an example out of Purdue because Purdue is still a name that kind of carries on the national level. Anybody watching that game won't necessarily know the amount of injury, like what has kind of taken place with the Purdue roster. It's a team that kind of let the season get away with them anyway with losses. They took an early loss. You know what I'm saying? As everybody knows, they took an early loss that they probably shouldn't have took. But this injury, now they're starting a redshirt quarterback too. This injury does not bode well for the Boilermakers. You know what I'm saying? Coming up and going further. Quite honestly, I think I joked around with you, sent you a text saying I don't think the Boilers are going to win a game the rest of the season.
They may not.
They may not. I think they're. You say done. I have to give them some shimmer of hope because
D-U-N.
I give them some shimmer of hope because this is the same Big Ten team. This is the same Big Ten that features teams like IU, Rutgers, and Maryland. And I question every night that when I watch these teams sometimes if they're really Big Ten teams, arrogantly. But Purdue is in some hurt right now, and because they are who they are, in their name, Penn State would probably try to run the score up on them.
Absolutely. IU lost a heartbreaker to Michigan State. Left too much time on the clock. Sparty came down, field goal. Hoosiers lose.
It's always a heartbreaker, man. With them, this is probably one of the best year, talent for talent. If they could have, run with Michigan State. Michigan State is kind of flawed this year, but they are still good enough from a coach standpoint and from a talent standpoint enough to sustain any type of mistakes and take advantage of the opportunities that IU kind of left open to open the door for them. Going into next week, I think IU's got the bye week coming up, and then they play, I think, Rutgers. So there'll be some feel goods coming out of that game, but they got to beat Rutgers. Tom Allen, not that he's necessarily on a hot seat, but they have to beat Rutgers.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. John, in my poll that will be released on Crossroads, which It was supposed to be already released, but it didn't get uploaded.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a whole new top 4.
Oh, wow.
I have a whole new number 1 team in the country.
You sipping the Kool-Aid already?
Well, let me go through. My number 4 team, they won this weekend, and they didn't even lose. I haven't lost yet this year. Clemson. Clemson's number 4 on my team. They are the 4th best team in this country. Clemson is so overrated this year. I'm over it. I am over Clemson.
But how can
Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. The kid only plays a quarter or 2 quarters, and Dabo comes out and says, well, we came out a little rusty. Well, you're giving the guy 1 quarter. He's already thrown more interceptions than he's threw all last season.
Yeah, he played well.
The hype is too much for this kid. Clemson's hype is too much. Clemson, I don't even think, makes it to the national championship game.
You said that about Alabama.
Let me go to my number 3 team. Georgia Bulldogs, number 3. After they beat Notre Dame, the Bulldogs are still at number 3 going in. Number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama, number 2 in the country right now on my poll. They might like it.
Nobody's going to like that. Alabama being number 2.
Alabama number 2. Sorry, Justin Powell.
I know number 1 then.
And number 1, this team has played better than Alabama, has played better than Georgia. They've played better than Clemson every single game. They haven't had a fall-off game. They've won games by blowouts when they should be winning these games by blowouts. The Ohio State University Buckeyes, the number 1 team in the country. They've played the best all season long.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest, somebody's always had a short falling. Clemson, you almost lost to North Carolina, and your boy Mac Brown.
Right.
What's Ohio State do? They're down 5-0 to Miami. What'd they do? They went up and smacked up 73 points.
73.
This team has offense and defense. They can get the job done. By the way, Oklahoma, close number 5. Close 5 right now.
I kind of like your top 5, man. I would probably toss in Wisconsin somewhere in that top 5.
The Ohio State University, number 1 team.
I really like Ohio State being number 1. I still cannot take away from the offensive juggernaut that Alabama has kind of transformed itself into, from being a once defensive, like, we can stop you anytime we want. Alabama still put up some good points. I'm not
against what? Savannah State?
Man, yeah, I get it. But
they may be playing the teams that just played here for the Circle City Classic. What, Jackson State? They might be on the schedule next.
Oh, wow. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, Ohio State's number 1 team.
Enough said. Love it. So it's good to see you agree. It's good to see our listeners agree, Mr. Powell, Mr. Sykes. I'm glad you both agree. The Ohio State University, number 1 team in the country. Yeah, I mean, college football-wise, John, I don't really have too much more on college football.
I don't either. I had probably a little bit more if we had to talk with Tyler, but we can go.
Michigan, they got a good win, bounce-back win. Now, they got a tough one this week, and our picks this week will be online. We won't go through them tonight on here.
Okay.
But a few extra things I have, John. Baseball. Let's go baseball real quick because my heart's broken.
Well, like I said, I had a whole bunch of notes about baseball. I kind of want – I know you want to go in depth. I know you can't be talking about Joe Madden that your heart's broken.
No.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead. Why is your heart broken, Brandon?
Well, my heart's broken for last night, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Washington Nationals. And
that was a good game.
The Milwaukee Brewers are sitting at plus 189 on the money line. So for those who don't do a lot of gambling, if you bet $100, you're going to win $189 on top of that. So it's plus money. So they're the underdog. Brew Crew, I've liked their team all year. Looked good. They were up 3-1. They hit off Washington and Max Scherzer early. It was perfect. And then next thing you know, Strasburg comes in. Milwaukee can't get a hit. They're up 3-1, bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs, and 89% winning percentage for my bet. And next thing you know, base hit, and then a ball to a right fielder. Bill Buckner probably watching it, rolling over in his grave.
Oh, wow.
Sees it go through the right fielder who played it to the side. Little league kids play baseball. When you have a ground ball coming at you, right down the middle. Don't go off to the side. That's stupid. 3-run score. Washington ends up winning this game. A very wild NL wild card game.
Very wild. Very emotional. if you walked out to go get some popcorn or use the restroom, you came back, you were stunned.
Did you
You know what
watch
I'm saying?
it or were you listening to
I
it?
listened to it on radio, and I was like I said, I listened to about baseball old school, like on the radio with the crackling sound. That's just how I roll. But yeah, if you like I said, if you walked out, and if you were watching it and saw it, like you were stunned, man.
This is
Baseball
why
too.
baseball is great.
Right now,
Postseason baseball.
right now, man. I had a whole diatribe on like why you know what I'm saying. Where's this love at during the regular season? Because there's games like this, but this is like you know what I'm saying. This game was on the line, so there's a heightened level of anxiety and like emotion that kind of goes with it, and like it really did pay out last night. It was a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Tonight, 8 o'clock, 12 minutes away, AL wild card, Tampa Bay. I'm going to call them the Devil Rays because I love the Devil Ray name. Devil Rays against the Oakland A's. Charlie Morton versus Sean Manahe, coming off a shoulder surgery. He's 4-0 since he came back in September. These two teams, John, are the most identical teams when it comes to baseball. The record's only one game apart. The pitching's just right. Uh, the, the hitting is similar. These
Mm-hmm.
two teams could not be more right. Tonight,
Mirror image of one another. I got
if
you.
you got your pick in, get your last second pick in. I've got Tampa. I've got three picks actually for you tonight. I've
Okay.
got Tampa Bay winning the game money line this evening plus 120. I've got the under 7, so under 7 runs scored total tonight in the game. I think it's gonna be a great close pitching duel, and I've got under 3.5 for the first 5 innings for the game.
Wow.
So those are 3 bets to take those tonight. Take them. You'll wake up in the morning, money will be in your account, it'll be perfect. By the way,
Cash man.
mobile sports betting officially begins tomorrow here in Indiana. So there are going to be some sports. Rush Street Entertainment is one that's going to be coming out. They're based out of French Lake, Indiana. Rush Street will be having a betting app that goes live tomorrow. DraftKings Sportsbook and FanDuel both are right now in negotiations. DraftKings is expected to go live sometime within the next 4 days, is what I've been hearing. They're just getting finalized for that. Caesars, William and Hill, those are also sports books that are going to be coming out, mobile bets. So the mobile game, baby, is up and going when it comes
Wow.
to sports betting. So
You know way too much about all
I'm a
that.
degenerate sports gambler. What can I say? I'm a degenerate, and I am proud degenerate
Wow.
with that. The only other thing, uh, we got our Chicago fan base here real quick. Joe Madden out. I have to say, I think it's a bad move because you're not going to find anybody else better. David
No.
Ross, I don't like it. Yeah, he played on the team, but the guy's up in the broadcast for a reason and not coaching somewhere else.
Right. It sounds like he's kind of like the odd man on. It sounds like he's the man that they kind of want or kind of gravitating to because Epstein kind of said his name. I know George Girardi also has expressed some interest. Hell, he was expressing interest. I feel like 2 seasons ago when he was
Yeah,
still when he was leaving his way out of New York with another Chicago team. But I don't know. I'm sure there's a plan. Theo Epstein is a more articulated person when it comes to his experience and his knowledge of how to rebuild. That's what they want. That's what they paid Theo Epstein to do to keep on winning, to not only win but to keep on winning. This is unfortunate that like I don't know. I think from that particular side, I think that they think Madden had some institutional, like he couldn't control the locker room. Like guys, he became too much of a player's coach. Maybe you know what I'm
uh,
saying. And that's what it kind of.
I think he fought with upper management, the Ricketts, Epstein. I think that's where there's a good article. If you get the Athletic, it's a great read. There's a couple good articles in there about Joe Madden and then the exit out of New York or out of Chicago, excuse me. So if you get a
Mm-hmm.
chance to read that, I thought it was really, really great. Um, I have a couple of last things, John. Number one, Pacers preseason starts this week, Friday. Pacers Kings out in India. Um, Victor Oladipo said during media today, John, that he believes the Pacers are the best team in the East.
Man, I think I tweeted out, man. I think the East is Giannis to lose.
Okay, and
But I'm glad
Sabonis,
I'm glad Victor's confident though.
yeah, Sabonis said that Vic did 80% of the first practice, and that it was like he hadn't left. So that's good news for the Pacers. hopefully we'll get him back in December. I'm ready for the NBA season to start. It's crazy. It's already getting ready to start.
About to have all 3 sports playing.
Oh, the best time. And finally, John, I'd be remiss. Tonight, 8 o'clock, 7 minutes from now, AEW, the Monday Night Wars. Well, now it's the Wednesday Night Wars.
Right.
WWE, AEW. Thoughts, my man?
I can't wait. That's why we got to get off this call so we can absorb some of that and try to see what Turner Broadcast Network is going to bring out this time around. They made a lot of mistakes in the rise and fall of WCW. You know what I'm saying? All this kind of catalog with wrestling fans. But this is brand new. It's kind of like a little bit different. Kind of reminds you of what WCW Nitro, early Nitro was about. Jim Ross is on. Jim Ross is going to be there. Tony Schiavone is going to be there. The old gang from the NWA, the old WCW, TBS days. They're all back, and you know what I'm saying. And if those names don't grab you, Chris Jericho's the champ. So, and everybody knows who Chris Jericho is because he's won wherever he's been at, whether it's ECW, WWE, Japan, and parts in between. So, I can't wait.
Yeah, AEW last night preview show drew 631,000 viewers for a preview show.
Wow.
So watch out. Sorry, Vince. It's happening. The Rock is back this Friday night on SmackDown to promote it.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, Vince is pulling out all stops, man. So it's like a high time again for wrestling, man.
And you talked about it. WWE in talks with CM Punk.
Vince wants to get everybody that before AEW gets him. That's what he wants to do. He wants to get everybody before AEW gets him.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been a wacky show tonight. We were supposed to be on the radio. We didn't get on the radio. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Sorry it didn't happen. But thanks for listening. It'll be subscribed on iTunes. It'll be on iTunes. It'll be on Google Play. It'll be on YouTube. The video will be as well. Please share, subscribe, and like. Thank you for Facebook. Thank you for everybody that commented and watched and is going to watch it. John, any final things?
No, man. Thanks. We'll come up with another podcast.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.